Hey folks, welcome to Unboxed. In today's episode, we open and unbox the sophomore album by These Sacred Souls called Got a Story to Tell. This is the alternate double gatefold cover that opens like the pearly gates of heaven. Join me as we talk about classic R&B soul music that leads up to the music of These Sacred Souls on today's episode of Unboxed. Hey, Rob here. I'm back again with another unboxing video. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell so you get a notification when I post a video much like this one. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing the newest album by These Sacred Souls. These Sacred Souls are a band based out of San Diego, California, and the band's sound is heavily inspired by the classic soul sounds of like the 60s and 70s. As a matter of fact, their sound is basically like a new wave of that old classic soul music of that era. And it's really cool if you're a fan of it, and you should be, because it's just good music. And if you're not familiar with that genre of music, then lend me your ear, and we will take a little trip to Motown and Stax Records, because that's where it all starts, in the 60s. You got Motown, Stax Records, and they are the two big record labels that really pumped out a lot of the classic soul music that you know and love today. And if you don't know and love today, you should check out these artists because totally worth it. So worth it. Do yourself a favor. I'm talking about singers like Otis Redding, Isaac Hayes, Wilson Pickett, Stevie Wonder, The Temptations, Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, The Supremes, Al Green, Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, Gladys Knight, and I'm not done. The Isley Brothers, The Four Tops, The Shy Lights, The OJs, The Delphonics, The Spinners, The Staple Singers. Okay, I'm done. That's it. And this has to be where the band name here name started, because that still continues today. Ultimately, the importance of these artists in this genre is undeniable. The Rolling Stones, the Beatles, pretty much any band from the 60s and 70s, Prince, and many other artists up to today, your favorite bands, were inspired by that classic blues sound, that R&B, and the soul music of the 60s. Wouldn't exist without that. Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, and Mavis Staples of the Staple Singers is still making new music today. And how beautiful is that? And there's got to be more that I haven't named, but I'm done naming names in lists, okay? Trust me, that's over for now. By the way, as of this recording, Mavis Staples is 85 years old and just had a charting song called Worthy in 2024. What are you going to accomplish when you're 85 years old besides pissing and shitting your pants? Also, that song and much of Mavis Staples' music is on Bandcamp. Still waiting on that sponsorship. Anyways, I highly suggest you dig into the back catalog of all these artists' music and just enjoy it. And a lot of it you probably already know. Your parents do, your grandparents probably do. But anyways, let's get out the machete and cut this pig open. Alright. So as you can see, this album is very well packaged. Came right from Daptone Records, and they have this perforated, which a smart person would open their record this way. But of course, smart people aren't me. I like to give a disclaimer that I'm a professional wielding the machete. So here is These Sacred Souls, Got a Story to Tell from Daptone Records. These Sacred Souls are a band, a trio from San Diego, California. Got a Story to Tell is their follow-up from their self-titled debut. What I like about these smaller companies too is when you order an album on vinyl, they usually give you an MP3 download card, which is just kind of a nice added bonus. So as I said, These Sacred Souls really captures that new wave of the classic soul sound that if I told you this music was recorded in the 60s, you'd believe me. Alternatively, if I told you it was recorded in the 2020s, you wouldn't believe me. It's really a timeless sound. Now this is something of a gatefold, but I think it's a little different style of gatefold. Again, I don't recommend opening your vinyl if you care for it with a machete, but I guess that's maybe why you watch this video. I don't know. So this album, their first single from this album is a song called Lucid Girl, and there is a video. I will link that in the description. Now this is the alternate gatefold cover version of the Got a Story to Tell album. The original looks pretty much just like this as the album cover. But I bought this directly through Daptone Records, daptonerecords.com. There's the download card. It's simply just a piece of paper with a code on there. Let's take a look at the album here. I see we got the Penrose label. So Penrose Records is just a sub-label of Daptone Records. Really a quality album, maybe 180 gram, if not 160 or something close. And again, I'm not an expert, but the 180 gram, which is kind of the heaviest, thickest quality vinyl you can get, you know, more longevity out of the record and higher fidelity, if that's a word. It is now. But the Penrose, like the label and everything, is just kind of a throwback or a nod back to the soul music of that era. They didn't have fancy albums or anything. It was pretty basic. So interesting note, Daptone Records, they're based out of Brooklyn, New York. They're a label that specializes in artists who capture that modern soul sound, so there's other artists similar to These Sacred Souls. Interesting fact, Amy Winehouse recorded some of her Back to Black album at Daptone Studios in New York years ago. And if you believe it or not, These Sacred Souls music is available on Bandcamp. So I like how this gatefold kind of works. It's a little different than what you're used to, or what I'm used to rather. The first I've had like this. So this album is of course available on Bandcamp because this is more of an independent label and just with major distribution. The beauty of this kind of music is you can just put it on. It's not going to offend anyone. Listen with the kids, expose them to this good music. Listen with mom and dad, Mima and Papa. And it does not discriminate against any age, race, gender. It's just good music. Just a three-piece, these three guys. I mean, they have, in the studio recordings, they have a, horns player, or they might add a few more instruments. But it's a great album. This one and their first album, well worth checking out. So that is These Sacred Souls, Got a Story to Tell. Thanks for watching. Check back for new videos. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, leave me a comment. Until next time.